As you close out the South Luangwa portion of the ultimate wildlife adventure through Zambia, push the deepest you've gone into the park yet for an incredibly intimate series of walking safaris tracking big cats. Witness and photograph wildlife in ways you simply can't from the Land Rover. Then, on the final leg of your final game drive, feast your eyes on one of the rarest African safari sites before transferring over to Kasanka National Park for the famous bat migration.
There's a leopard in the tree right behind us up there. Yeah.
Must be bacon. I don't know why bacon is just this, you know, anything that smells that good has to be really simple.
Mm-hmm. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Bonawanga. Morning. Morning, morning. Most of them eating flowers and leaves, as well as fruits. It's a little rough with a section of earth.
We are taking a little walk down to the river. It's the same spot we were last night where the dead hippo is.
Whoops. Do you see the hippo sitting in where there's like a mini rapids?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got these,
Mistletoe, parasitic plant growing.
that's what it is.
Yep. Now those plants will basically tap the food that the tree makes basically render the tree hungry, and eventually the tree may even die. African hawk eagle in flight back there.
Yeah. Ah.
That looks like a femur.
There's
Buffalo.
sacrum over here. Oh, and backbone. Okay.
And there's the truck.
Back in the Land Rover, we stopped to see the lion cubs again on the way back to camp.
Here we are, they've turned the road into a bed. Yeah. The hippos.
There must be a
Oh my
different...
God, the other one.
There's a little territorial thing happening here. Okay, we're backing up. We're coming back from the north. And one is creating havoc in amongst the land. No, not moving. Will not be
Look
told.
at him backing
Look at
up.
him backing. Yes. This is interesting. Actually, this we don't see often. No. This is a bit unusual. Oh.
They're goosing him.
He nearly got tusks right up his. Wow. Okay, that is unusual.
I wonder what story.
After the short delay, we loaded into the Land Rover for the 15-minute drive over to the Kapamba bush camp.
What do you think it could have been?
Just from the way baboons and monkeys were alarming some lions, they were not panicking. If it was a leopard, it would have gone like, if it's baboons, it would have gone like, oh, oh. They panic too much. But this was just, oh, oh. So that was definitely the lion. And definitely there are somewhere, it's either on the other bank, or maybe somewhere in the shade below that small tree. Saddle wheel stops down to the left. Three small crocodiles straight ahead. Just over here, 3 crocodiles. And the crocodiles running back to the one by one.
That was a nice shot.
Very nice.
Alright, somebody go tackle
Hiding
it.
from the light.
Somebody go tackle it?
No.
Our mission today, go track and hopefully see some big cats. We're ditching the safety of the Land Rover and going in on foot.
It's a black-collared barbet. So the 2 birds calling at the same time, calling in duet, because the birds are monogamous. Yes, they pair for life, and the calling in duet or calling at the same time together simply strengthens their pair bond.
Okay.
So the leopard is known to feed on many different types of animals. So the number 1 in the food chain or in their menu are impalas. So impala number 2 will be primate, either monkey or baboon.
Okay.
Yes, and then later on can be these other smaller antelopes like bushback, puku, maybe young kudus, birds like guinea fowls, insects, fish, just different types, scrub hares.
Everything.
Everything,
Yeah,
yes.
but smaller.
Yes, they've got quite a variety of their diet. But impala is their number 1 in the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Doesn't
branches,
surprise me.
nice forks for the leopard to drag up and just anchor its carcass.
We've got puku alarm calls, so
Yeah.
thinking, I say possibly hyena. We don't know, but we're gonna go check it out. And the guides just said that this grass is tall enough that it could be leopard as well. But that's what we're here to check out.
Okay. They must be different. They're really different than the others.
Well, yeah. The reason is the hyena. The main diet for the hyena is the bone marrow. So because of that, they have evolved their strong jaws to be able to crack the bones and get into the marrow. So they also have these very strong digestive enzymes that will help them digest the bones, crush all the bones to powder.
So that's the bone as much.
It's calcium, yes.
Yeah.
So when the dung is left, once you bring new dung, it's depending on what they ate recently. If they had a meal recently, the dung will come out quite dark. But then if they do the 2nd and 3rd digestion, it will become greenish.
Okay.
So when it stays in the sun for some time, it bleaches and becomes white.
Okay.
It's not only the hyena that will leave the dung white, even cats do. But you see the way I did when I came here first? I did like this.
Broke it up.
Yeah, if it was a cat dung, would have seen bone fragment. Any
And-
bones swallowed by the cat will come out as bones because cats are not able to digest bones.
Okay.
Yes. The crocodile equally will leave a dung that goes white after being on the surface for some time. But the crocodile dung is very cemented. It's very different from hyena.
Okay.
And the reason is the crocodile digests its food twice. So the first food is digested into the gizzard. You know the gizzard.
Sure. Yeah. Birds
Yeah.
have them.
Yes, and exactly that's what makes a crocodile be a close living relative to birds. It's because one of the skeletal structure, two because of the presence of the gizzard, like birds do, but also the cloaca. Which,
Yes.
yeah. So in the gizzard, the crocodile will partially digest its food, and that food is further deposited into the stomach, where the actual digestion will happen now using the acidic fluid. So crush that thing further. It means any keratin, any bone will be smashed even really further, such that when the dung comes out, will come out very cemented because
Okay.
it's really powder, more powder than what we see here.
Okay. Like this is grainy.
This is grainy, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when growing up as a boy, we were told, these are stories that we call them African tales, that a crocodile, every year a crocodile swallows a stone to increase the weight so that they sink, they don't float easily. We believed, but when I studied what I'm doing now, that's not true. The reason why crocodiles swallow stones is not because they need extra weight. It's because they've got a gizzard. They need those,
The little stones
Exactly.
to grind up things. And,
Exactly.
Yeah. And chickens do that
yes,
too.
do that. And it's a stone when it's there in the water. It's a stone when it's on the surface. Once they swallow it, it's not a stone anymore. It becomes a gastrolith. So
Okay.
gastrolith, yes.
Gastrolith.
Yeah, so the reason why they swallow repeatedly is that because if they use those gastroliths or the stones, whatever people call them, the edges of the stone become quite smooth. So they've got to get rid of those and bring in the new ones that have got rough edges so they can crush the bones and everything else.
We are on the trail of the leopard. We're just hiking through the woods here. We'll see what we can find.
Alright, so we will stop here, and this is the bench. If you'd like to relax a bit, you can.
Sure.
And then we give you some tea, coffee, some juice. Do you have beer?
No, too early for beer.
I'm just kidding.
Too early.
Beer on a walk? Did you give your guests beer on a walk? Kind of.
Well, breakfast beer. After a nice coffee break, we're back to tracking the leopard.
Steve, is this a spring or is this is a spring or is
It's a spring.
that's cool.
You remember I mentioned apart from that, there are two more around here. So this is one of the two I mentioned. The other one is further up that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great walk.
That was really cool. Thank you.
Excellent walk.
Thank you.
Back in the Land Rover, the afternoon game drive is all about the incredible wildlife.
attacking the other. That's show dominance, trying to dominate others, so they stand up and then bow. Croc. Oh, that's a big croc. Is it just up on the
log?
No, on the just
on the bank, just the right of the log.
Oh, look.
That's quite a good size. Okay, let me just check before you come out. Damn, this could be some pride of lion. Yes. And remember those 3 people, 1 woman and the 2 men, walked just from the other side. They didn't even notice they were lions.
Wow.
Yeah. All the same ones, same rules, walking in a single file. Cassius first, definitely. Look at this pook walking over here. You see the pook go straight across? Here. It's got a little baby.
Oh, yes.
Now in front of the mom.
Oh, talk about vulnerable.
Wow, that's a baby. That baby is really small, very tiny. Honestly, to me, looks pretty much like a couple of days old. And the mom is still cleaning it from the backside. Sorry. I like this young male. He's got a lot of courage. Like, okay. Now these animals, as big as they are, that they don't even produce sound. They're very quiet. They've got the larynx quite alright, but what is it for?
Do they communicate with
You'd
each other?
think they'd do something.
The communication is by the use of the heart and the sight. So because they're taller animals, just talk to each other something beyond us we don't understand. When they see a predator, you find a bunch of them will just be looking constantly as if they are in a parade. So if you pick up that kind of behavior, just go there and scan around and check.
Keep looking, yeah, you'll find.
Yeah. Well, interesting here, there are 2 tracks here. There's a hyena which looks like a dog. You see these are toes of a hyena, and the hyena's got 2 lobes here, 1, 2. A cat has got 3 lobes.
3.
Yeah, but this is a different footprint. This is
They're longer toes.
Longer toes, yes. That's baboon of front footprint. These are their paws. The paws look like do you know the sickle for cutting grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the shape is of a sickle. And then the plant, when you take off the roots of the plant and boil, the plant will emit the violet color or the indigo color. So that gives that color which can be used as a dye. So the combination of the shape of the pod and the color emitted when you boil the roots of the plant will give the name to the plant. So it's a sickle pod indigo bush. Very easy. Yeah. So the plant also is good food for elephants, for impala. If it's an impala, you could have seen all these branches would have been still on the plant. So the impalas just nibble around the branches. The elephant will break everything that you can see. So this was an elephant.
Just, yeah.
They destroy. They don't think about tomorrow.
For the prey?
Yeah. Just looking at the colors. The flight feather of the giant eagle owl.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. It doesn't happen just at once. So the new feather will start pushing out this one out of the socket slowly. As soon as this drops, the other one just emerges out, and then they have to grow it fast because they need to fly.
Yeah.
And they don't take off all the feathers.
At
It's
once.
just, otherwise they will be flightless. And then enemies will find them. They won't escape. Maybe there's some things. I've never seen a water so close like this. Mr. Inside do go.
So, still looks kind of confused.
Like, what are these fellow animals? Okay, now it's seeing us. Hopefully it's got good eyesight. Maybe there's something wrong. Droppings of a porcupine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's quite dark because porcupines feed mostly on roots of grass or some vegetation in short. That's what happens. Hyenas will pick, drag a bit and then try to chew around it. Nothing happens. You just leave the bones like that. Scar.
Very nice. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Cassius.
Sure.
On our way back to camp for the final time, our tracking efforts pay off with one of the rarest sightings on any African safari.
So there's at least two around.
Yes.
Another one running around somewhere, right?
Yeah. Someone
there's a leopard in the tree right behind us up there.
As we make the 3-hour drive back to Mfui, it's hard to believe our South Luangwa safari is over that quickly. The whole experience left us in just complete awe. But where one good thing ends, something even better begins. In part 2 of our ultimate wildlife adventure through Zambia, Danny and I are off to Kasanka National Park, where we'll meet more incredible people, as well as witness one of the most spectacular and unique wildlife phenomena in the world.
Those are bats.
Yeah.
Those are the bats.
The Eidolon.
They're making their way this way now.
What do I do now? I'm not gonna throw it away.